Hi, today we are going to make Rocky Road. This is the first video in a whole load of cooking videos, and we're going to be making macaroni and cheese after this. So the idea is that each week there'll be a different recipe for you to follow, with little shopping for you to do, and the idea is for the next few weeks as we come out of lockdown before we go back to college or back to school, you can just get a chance to do some practice cooking and enjoy yourself. Send in some pictures, some videos, and we'll put it up on the website as well, and hopefully you should be able to cook some nice food. Okay, so we're going to make some Rocky Road. This is take 4, I think it is. So I'm running out of pans. What you need is a tin to put your Rocky Road in. So like a baking tray, which you could line with paper. This is a bread tin, which I've lined with a bit of butter. You could use a takeaway pot. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's just got to be a pot that you could put your Rocky Road in that you can then put in the fridge and take out again. Okay, so what we're going to do first of all is we're going to take half a packet of digestive biscuits, and we're going to crunch them up. I'm going to put them into a plastic bag, just a little sandwich bag. Now you can, if you're feeling quite destructive, you can slash them with a rolling pin, but I'm just going to use my brute strength. And we don't want to completely disintegrate them, but we just want to put them into sort of small, like 50p size pieces. And these are kind of crumbly enough for you to do with your hands. So we're just going to bash up our digestive biscuits. There we go, easy. So we put them to one side. Okay, now we're going to melt the ingredients in here. So we need 135 grams of butter. So this is 135 grams of butter. So it's quite kind of a rich recipe. If you haven't got any butter, you could use margarine. Doesn't really make a lot of difference. Now into that we're going to add 200 grams of chocolate. Now ideally it needs to be dark chocolate. So, but if you haven't got dark chocolate, if you're not a real fan, you can go for milk chocolate. And actually dark chocolate, when it's cooked and when it's quite a different taste. So we're going to break our chocolate up into smaller pieces. So this is not probably the healthiest recipe, but you're not going to eat it all in one go. So I think we can get away with it. And this is the remainder of that 200 grams. So we've got 200 grams of chocolate, 135 grams of butter or margarine, and then we're going to add 3 big teaspoons of golden syrup. So there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to melt that on kind of a medium heat. This is a little induction hob, which does go quite ferocious. Got to give my hands a little wash. Okay, so we're just going to get that heated through. Now, it doesn't take long, and what we don't want to do is we don't want to burn the chocolate or the butter, so we need to keep an eye on it and keep stirring it. Okay. Now, this might be where you get an adult to help you do it. So if you're at home, and if you're on a gas hob, be really careful, because what we don't want to do is burn the chocolate or the butter. Okay, so we've got our ingredients, we've got our biscuits broken up. Now we're going to use some mini marshmallows, and then I'm going to put some popcorn in there as well. You can add fruit to it, you can add little cherries, you could add some blueberries, you can add raisins. If you're feeling super healthy, you could put some nuts in there as well. So this is melted nicely. Now, if you can't get hold of mini marshmallows, I know lots of supermarkets are struggling, especially as we come out of lockdown. It's really difficult to buy some ingredients. You can just get the bigger marshmallows if you can find them, and chop them up. So this is melting lovely. Okay, so the aim of these videos is really just to get people cooking things for each other, and there's a space on the website for you to share your pictures and any of your cooking stories. And if you send some messages in, then I'll respond and email back. Okay, and each week there's going to be a main meal and a dessert. So I've got 2 children. One's a teenager, one's 20. So all the food's going to be sort of geared towards the sort of teenager and kind of young adult market. So they're all going to be quite simple foods, to cook and prepare, but really tasty and delicious. Okay, so this is really starting to, I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. Okay, now as soon as this is all melted, what we're going to do, we're going to take it off the heat, because we don't want it to be too hot. There's still a bit of butter in there, we don't want any lumps of butter in it. Okay, just keep an eye on you doing this. And the thing about cooking is it's really good. You can get your brothers and sisters to help. You can go to the shops with your mum or your dad. You can make a huge mess like I'm making. You can go to the shops with your mum or your dad, or whoever looks after you, a carer or grandparents. And on all the recipe cards there's a list of ingredients. So you can learn all those money skills, which is really useful. Okay, so this is all melted. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it to cool just for a little bit, take it off the heat. I'm going to turn this off. Okay, it's looking good. Give it a little stir. Okay, now those biscuits that we broke up, we're going to pour into the liquid chocolate. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a bit warm at this stage. And then we put those into the pot. Okay, and we don't want to bash them up too much because we do want some kind of chunky bits in our rocky road. That's looking good. And then we're going to pour in the marshmallows. Okay. This is quite a messy recipe. I'm also a really messy cook. So we pour our marshmallows in. Okay. As you can see, I'm going to put popcorn. So we get our popcorn in there and we mix our popcorn in with our marshmallows. Looking good. And then the key to this is then when you've made it, you're going to put it into your pan, your mould, and it's going to go in the fridge. And it needs to be in the fridge for at least 2 hours because the chocolate needs to harden. And then once it's been in the fridge for a couple of hours, you can then take it out and start slicing it up and eating it with a cup of tea or drink of squash. Okay, so that's all mixed in. Now you can add fruit to it as well. I'm not going to add any fruit to this one. This is just going to be popcorn and marshmallows. Okay, and then you take your tin. So this one I've just lined with a bit of butter. And we pour our rocky road in. Then what we want to do is we're going to press it down into our mould. Just get the last bit of chocolate out. So we're going to press it down into it. Give it a good squidge. There we go. And then we're going to put that in the fridge and it will take about 2 hours to go hard. And this is another one. So this one is one I made earlier in a cake tin. And you can see I used some greaseproof paper just to line that tin. So we're going to put these in the fridge and then after 2 hours they'll be nice and chilled and then we can chop them up and eat them. Enjoy. And the next recipe, the macaroni cheese, will be a good one to watch as well. Okay, thank you.